NBCS Capitals is how you can tweet us your answers. This here is the rest of the schedule for February. Down below, the upcoming schedule in March. One of these games, one of these dates, these blue squares, is going to be a night to remember in Capitals history. We want to know which game will Ovi do the unthinkable. So, Johnny, why don't you get us started if you would? Head on over to the board and let us know.
Sounds good. You know, these things are hard to predict. You know,
yes, they are.
You know, it would be nice if it was a couple hat tricks away, right? That would be fantastic if he could do it in 2 games. But for me, I'm going to say where I want him to get his 600, and I want him to get his 600 right here, April Fool's Day against Pittsburgh, and the reason being is because I think that would set a good tone, whether or not they play the Pittsburgh Penguins in the playoffs or not. But you know, he get his 600 against one of his longtime rivals in Sidney Crosby. I think that'd be fantastic, and it send a good message, put him on a high note right before going into the playoffs. Like I said, I wish it happened earlier, but you never know.
I would love that, and I think the fact that Crosby would have to see everyone celebrate Ovechkin.
Exactly. It would be nice to have in Pittsburgh. Yeah, exactly.
I'll bet you, and I don't know if this is the case or not, I would think he'd get a standing ovation from those fans, right? I'm being serious.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one.
I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. I guarantee he would. That's a good sports stat.
Absolutely not.
100%.
No, he would.
600
That's
goals.
craziness.
Yes, he would.
Craziness.
100%.
All right. So if you think fans are panicked now, let's get Ovechkin only 6 goals in a month. So, you know, I like the thought, but I don't think it's going to happen. Usually when Ovechkin reaches these milestones, he doesn't just reach them. He sprints way through them. The only time he struggled with a milestone was one time, is when he was reaching the most goals by a Russian-born player. The problem here is this 3-game California road trip. Nobody ever on the Capitals plays well there. If these 3 games were at home, he'd probably hit it here or here. But since he's not, I'm going to put it right here. And if against the game against Winnipeg at home, if he doesn't score there, he will score in one of these 2 games. Because you know why? Everybody scores against the Islanders all the time because their defense is garbage.
Well said. A little bit of a hot take, but one that's accurate, so I don't know how hot it can be. So let me head on over here. You mentioned the Isles. Kind of stole my thunder just a little bit because I look at these 2 games as an opportunity to get, I don't know, about 26 combined shots on net, possibly 3 or 4 goals for Alex Ovechkin. So I'm going to think about the 15th. Maybe he saves it up because of the lat symbol there for Capital One Arena. I'm going to say that on March 16th, Ovechkin accomplishes his task and does what he needs to do. Now, come on down here. I've got 3 viewers from Twitter. One at a time here, we can give them to you. So we'll start with, how about Pearl Strand, saying March 12th is when they think Ovechkin is going to get the number that is necessary. Winnipeg. Guess who else said that?
Genius pick.
J.J. Reagan said that.
Good.
So
good on Pearl Strand.
We'll blot that out. JKNO says April 5th, and had a good reason for that. Oh, by the way, this is way down here against Nashville. Reason being, this is when they are going to the game. So if you're going to the game that night, you want to make sure you see history. I certainly understand that. And then finally, at Augie85, much more optimistic. The quickest timeline to 606 goals of anybody, way up here on a Saturday night nationally televised on NBC against Toronto. That's going to be a fast game. You may remember that game is not going to be played at Capital One Arena. Oh, by the way, that sucker's outdoors next weekend in Annapolis at Navy. So we've got someone saying because of the showcase, perhaps Ovi does it here. This week looks most authentic. And Johnny, almost pessimistic. You think it's going to take a long time, my friend. The math really says. I feel like Chuck Todd.
I don't think that, by the way. I said I want that.
You want that. That's true.
I want that.
The math says this is about the range. Figure percentage of goals per game should be around this Islanders game.
12th would be nice. That's my birthday. I would like him to do it on my birthday.
Okay.
There you go.
Happy birthday, John. All right, let's finalize the predictions on our big board here, on our schedule in-house, on when Alex Ovechkin will score his 600th goal. Now, he is just 3 goals away at this point. So, Smoking Al, why don't you get us started? Head on over to the board. You can see all the other predictions that have been made by myself, Brent Johnson, among countless others here in studio, as well as many of our viewers on Twitter as well.
And I know my colleague, Ms. Loughlin, is thinking the exact same way. So,
I am.
So, Ms. Loughlin, I'm going to save you a lot of room here, too.
Because I'm going to put mine right on top.
Right there. So, yeah. It's going to be Saturday. He's going to do something tomorrow night to get everybody primed for Saturday, under the lights, on network TV. That's how Alex Ovechkin rolls.
3 goals in his next 2, you say, eh?
Yes.
Oh,
You
I
guys
say
are
that
predicting
for
a
sure.
lot of Alex Ovechkin offense coming up. Court,
All
sounds
right.
like you're going to make it Forza crowd.
I'm going right on the
Here,
same.
I'll hold the board for you because it's a little difficult to
I'm
put
just
in
going to
there.
go right smack in the middle so no one else's names get shown.
4 on 1
So
block.
I'm going for Saturday. I think at home, in Annapolis, on a different stage, just the way that he's been playing, he's been getting tons of shots a
Let me
game.
come this way, Court, because originally what I had done is I had put my prediction way down here. I'm going to move this sucker.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I think I can. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move it
You
up
can't
8 days.
move it after he's already
to LA.
played and
You're moving
scored.
to LA.
I'm updating it. I'm updating it.
All right.
So after tomorrow,
going
I'm
to
going to
LA.
update it.
By the
So
way,
there we go.
By the way, I think if our producer's prediction is correct, this team's in trouble because
Yeah.
if we.
What about Johnny
Right.
down here in April?
Well, Johnny, you know.
I mean, he's a maniac.
If it takes this long for Alex to get 4 goals, the Washington Capitals aren't in the playoffs.
Now,
all right?
for those of you wondering what is going on right here, this viewer on
Yeah.
NBC Sports Washington's Twitter account told us they're going to this game on this Thursday night.
Hey.
So that's their prediction. But just so you know, big trouble for the Capitals.
Right.
If you guys are right,
Right.
I hope Jen is wrong. I hope you guys are wrong. This, to me, would be fun. Why not just hat trick it up and end this thing tomorrow night?
No, I want it. I
okay
want it
with
in
that?
Annapolis.
Under the lights. Got to get it under the lights.
In the Laughlin's hometown. Duh.
That's
Oh.
true. In
it's-
Craig's backyard.
in our backyard. Yeah,
why
we gotta
not?
have it in
Let's
Annapolis.
get to your tweet of the night on the way out here on NBC Sports Washington's Caps Overtime. Just getting started, and our best tweet this evening came from Ashley. It said, Caps fans right now, yeah, this is what it looked like tonight. It was not fun. It was scary. No fingernails left. No doubt about that. We're just getting popping. We'll hear from you throughout the evening. Hit us up on Twitter. We'll get you in the mix.